This is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
Hello, good day, good evening, good morning. Merry Christmas. Welcome to this episode of Trivia for Kids, the podcast. I'm Casey.
And I'm Ren.
And we are here for another fun, exciting week of trivia. I will tell you that the fifth round this week might not be appropriate for younger ears. Parents, you use your discretion on whether or not you think your kids are old enough to learn about it. But just a heads up that one's pretty heavy. It's an important round, but it might be a little too much for younger ears. Anyway, Ren, you've got a big week this week. What do you have coming up?
I get to go to a Christian camp.
This is the first time you've ever been to camp, like a sleepover camp. Usually you've gone to a day camp and then come back home, but this is the first time you'll be spending the night for a whole week in cabins with your friends. How do you feel about this?
I'm excited, but it's going to be a little weird because we can't take our phones.
Yeah, you can't have any contact with me or Dad the whole time.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about that?
A little bit.
Yeah. I think
It'll be hard to not text good night, I love you, and things like that.
Right. But I think you will do great, and I think you will have the best time, and I'm very excited for you.
I think so too.
We'll just say prayers and pray for safety, and you'll have a great time, and it'll be Friday, and you'll be back home before we know it. What are you excited to do at camp?
Stay up late, hang out with friends, a 5-day sleepover.
How about sleeping in a cabin in a bunk bed with a sleeping bag?
Hey, we've done that before.
No problem, huh?
No problem.
All right. Well, I hope you just have the best time.
I will, thank you.
Would you like some jokes before you go?
Oh, yes, please.
Our first joke comes from listener Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
What did the circle say to the triangle?
You're looking a little sharp today?
Looking sharp. You're right. Circles are round, have no sides, no points, no nothing, so they are not sharp. But the triangle, very sharp. Looking sharp, triangle. All right, our next joke comes from Sophia.
Thank you, Sophia.
What kind of bee likes sushi?
No clue.
Wasabi.
Oh.
So wasabi is that little pile of green hot stuff that is served with sushi that you can put on it if you want. Wasabi. Our next joke comes from Sadie.
Thank you, Sadie.
What did the Dalmatians say after drinking water?
I don't know.
Wow, that hit the spot. I like that one. And our last joke comes from listener James.
Thank you, James.
He made this up. What did the duck say to the chicken when it asked for a joke?
I don't know.
Try to quack me up. Great jokes, everybody. Thank you for the jokes.
Thank you.
All right, Ren, are you ready for some trivia?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to use your brain?
Yeah.
Are you ready to learn new stuff?
Yeah.
Let's
Get?
going.
No, started.
Started.
Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round number 1. The category is animal groups. Question 1. I don't think you could sleep on them, but a group of clams is called a what? Question 2. What is the name of a group of hummingbirds that is also something you might find to be lucky in your cereal? Question 3. Don't walk if you are going to see a group of salmon. You need to do what instead? Question 4. Which group of birds is known as a flamboyance? Question 5. What is something that you need to have if you have a house cat that is also the name of a group of baby kittens? Question 6. Bison, antelope, alpacas, deer, cattle, and more all have groups called what? Question 7. What do you call a group of squirrels, just like what they might do if you run toward them? Parent challenge. What adorable and large animal lives in groups called amalgamations? And now the answers to round number 1. Question 1. I don't think you could sleep on them, but a group of clams is called a what?
A bed?
A bed of clams. I want to lay you down on a bed of clams.
Is that a real song?
Yeah, it is a real song, but the words are actually the bed of roses, not clams. Do you think that if you went onto a bed of clams, what would it feel like? It would probably be hard and bumpy, I would think. You'd probably not sleep very well if you were on a bed of clams. I'll just stick with my mattress. Question 2. What is the name of a group of hummingbirds that is also something you might find to be lucky in your cereal?
Charms?
Yes, a charm of hummingbirds. That's cute. They are charming. Hummingbirds are so adorable. Charming. Cute. Question 3. Don't walk. If you are going to see a group of salmon, you need to do what instead? The answer is run. It is a run of salmon. So when salmon live in Alaska, they move to different rivers or different parts of the ocean. And when that happens, it's called the salmon run. But I didn't realize that the run was what a group of salmon is called. So it's probably both things. That's kind of cool. Have you ever seen those videos of the salmon that are trying to jump up a waterfall and then the grizzly bears stand there and try to catch them in their mouth?
Those are so cool.
Those are so cool.
Just like come up and up and up.
Yeah, and they like jump and then the bears like out of the air catch them. I would love to see that. That would be so cool. Question 4. Which group of birds is known as a flamboyance?
I know. So is it a flamingo?
Yes, a flamboyance of flamingos. 2 great words. Flamboyance of flamingos. I love it. I feel like it fits because flamingos are sort of like bright and pink and they have curly necks and stand on one leg, and they're flamboyant means somebody that's sort of loud and, exciting and pretty, and yeah. So I think that fits. Question 5. Something that you need to have if you have a house cat is also the name of a group of baby kitties.
I don't know.
The answer is litter.
Oh.
Get it? Because you have to have litter if you're going to have a house cat, because why?
Because that's where cats go to the bathroom.
Right, so you got to have the litter for them to go to the bathroom. And then a group of baby kittens is called a litter as well. Question 6. Bison, antelope, alpacas, deer, cattle, and more all have groups called what? Have you heard of it before?
A herd?
Yes. It's a herd. Herd of bison, herd of antelope, herd of cattle. Yes, it is a herd. Question 7. What do you call a group of squirrels? Just like what they might do if you run toward them.
A sprint?
Ooh, that's a good guess. The answer is a scurry. Do you know what scurry is?
Yeah.
Scurry means to run away quickly. And so if you came upon a group of squirrels, they would all scurry away. Scurry of squirrels. That's cute.
It is very cute.
Okay, here comes the parent challenge. What adorable large animal lives in groups called amalgamations?
Pandas?
Yes! An amalgamation of pandas. I don't know how that fits, but it's kind of a fun word, right?
Yeah.
Round 2. The category is World Records, Battle of the Sexes. I will give you a world record, and you tell me if it was a boy or a girl who achieved it. All of these records are as of June of 2025. Question 1. Is the world's shortest living person a man or a woman? Question 2. Is the person who had the longest fingernail ever a man or a woman? Question 3. Is the person with the most face piercings a man or a woman? Question 4. Was the most listened to artist on Spotify in a 24-hour time span a man or a woman? Question 5. Was the oldest person to ever live a man or a woman? Question 6. Was the biggest baby ever born a boy or a girl? Question 7. Was the youngest person to ever graduate from college a boy or a girl? Parent challenge. Robert Wadlow holds the record for the tallest man to ever live. He was 8 feet 11 inches tall and was from which U.S. state? And now the round 2 answers. Hi, Quinn. Welcome.
Hello.
Question 1. The world's shortest living person. Is it a man or a woman?
A woman.
You are right. According to the Guinness World Records, the world's shortest person is a woman. She measures 62.8 centimeters or 2 feet, 0.7 inches tall. The shortest living man measures 65 centimeters and is 2.16 inches tall. So he's like 1 inch taller than her. That's so tiny. Question 2. The longest fingernail ever. Was it on a man or a woman?
Man.
You're right. The longest single fingernail ever belonged to a man in India who stopped trimming the nails of his left hand in 1952. His coiled thumbnail measured 197.8 centimeters or 6 feet 6 inches. In 2018, he lost his record for the longest nails on one hand after 66 years of growth. So he had all of them on one hand, but somebody beat him with that. But he does still hold the longest single fingernail ever, which was on his thumb. He cut his nails in 2018 after 66 years of growing them. He had to use a Dremel saw because they were so thick. I'm sure he kept them. I bet they're in a museum somewhere. I'd want to see them. Like in a Ripley's Believe It or Not? Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Question 3. Most face piercings. Man or woman?
A woman.
The answer is a man. The most piercings on a face is 280 and was achieved by Axel Rosales of Argentina. I wonder after 280 piercings on your face, how much skin is even exposed anymore?
Yeah, imagine just taking them all out and your skin's sagging.
It would probably be full of holes.
And oh man, I can't even sleep with large
I was just going to say, how would you sleep? You definitely could not sleep on your face. I bet he has to sleep on his back. Question 4. The most listened to artist on Spotify in a 24-hour time span. Man or woman?
Woman, Taylor Swift.
Oh, you're right. On October 21st, 2022, the day her 10th studio album, Midnights, was released, Taylor's tracks racked up a reported 228 million streams on Spotify. The answer is woman, and it was Taylor Swift. Question 5. The oldest person to ever live. Man or woman?
Woman.
Yes. We've talked about her. Her name was Jeanne Calment. She was from France, and she reached the age of 122 years and 164 days before passing away in 1997. Her record remains the longest verified lifespan in history.
My goodness.
Wow, that is 122 years. Wow. Question 6. The biggest baby ever born. Was it a boy or a girl?
A girl.
It was a boy.
It was a boy.
He weighed 22 pounds or 10 kilograms and measured 28 inches or 71 centimeters long. So you weighed 8 pounds. He weighed 22 pounds. So it was almost 3 of you in one.
I was a heavy baby.
But he was a very heavy baby. Question 7. Youngest person to ever graduate from college, boy or girl?
Boy, Sheldon Cooper.
No, it wasn't Sheldon Cooper. It is a boy, though. His name is Michael Carney, and he is recognized as the youngest person to graduate from college, earning his bachelor's degree in anthropology from the University of South Alabama at the age of 10. So, sorry, girl, you're almost 4 years past graduation.
Shoot.
And now the parent challenge. Robert Wadlow holds the record for the tallest man to ever live. He was 8 feet 11 inches tall and was from which U.S. state?
Oh, I know who he is. Wisconsin.
The answer is Illinois.
Oh, I knew that.
Robert Pershing Wadlow, also known as the Alton Giant and the Giant of Illinois, was an American man and the tallest person in recorded history. Wadlow was born and raised in Alton, Illinois, a small city near St. Louis.
That is so crazy. Imagine being that tall.
So think about Shaq, and he's about 7 feet 2, I think. Robert Wadlow was almost 2 feet taller than that. Could you? And I think there's a statue of Robert Wadlow in
There
Alton,
is.
so that you
There
could go
is.
stand by him, or even just a picture that's life size, so that you could stand by him and see how much taller he was.
Yeah.
I used to live in St. Louis. Why didn't I go do that? Round number 3. The category is Harry Potter. Question 1. What magical creature delivers the mail in the wizarding world? Question 2. Which friendly house has a badger as its symbol and loves snacks and loyalty? Question 3. What kind of broom does Harry fly that is super fast? Question 4. What is the spell to light up your wand like a flashlight? Question 5. Felix Felicis is a potion that makes a person super what? Lucky, happy, or athletic? Question 6. What mythical creature guards Gringotts Wizard Bank? Question 7. What is the name of the bad guy that everyone is afraid to say out loud? Parent challenge. Who is the father of Draco Malfoy? And now the round 3 answers. Question 1. What magical creature delivers the mail in the wizarding world?
The owl?
Yeah, owls. They fly into Hogwarts and they drop the mail to each of the students who get the letters. Owls. Question 2. Which friendly house has a badger as its symbol and loves snacks and loyalty?
What's it called? Hufflepuff?
Yes, very good. Hufflepuff. I feel like you would be a good Hufflepuff. You love snacks and you are a loyal friend. I feel like that fits for you. Where do you think Quinn would be?
Slytherin.
That's what I was going to say too. Brooks might be a Slytherin too. I don't know. Dad would definitely be a Gryffindor, I think. I don't know what I would be. I might be a Slytherin too. I could be a Ravenclaw, though. I don't know. I would be curious to see what the Sorting Hat would pick for all of us. Question 3. What kind of broom does Harry fly that is super fast?
The Nimbus 3000.
Close! The Nimbus 2000. You had Nimbus right, though, so I'll give it to you. Or later, it's the Firebolt. Question 4. What is the spell to light up your wand like a flashlight?
Lumos?
Lumos! Very good! Like luminate, which means make something lighter, brighter. Yep, Lumos. Good job. Question 5. Felix Felicis is a potion that makes a person super what? Lucky, happy, or athletic?
Athletic?
Felix Felicis is also known as liquid luck. The answer is lucky. So if you get some Felix Felicis, go buy a lottery ticket because maybe you'll win some money. Question 6. What mythical creature guards Gringotts Wizarding Bank?
Like little elf dwarf things?
The answer is a dragon. At Gringotts Wizarding Bank, Ukrainian iron-bellied dragons are used to guard the most secure vaults, such as the Lestrange Vault.
What's the Lestrange Vault?
Like Beatrix Lestrange. She has a vault. But you're right. There are, what are they, goblins that work at the bank?
Think so?
Are they goblins? So I guess I will count that too because they probably guard, you have to get past them to get into the bank. So question 7, what is the name of the bad guy that everyone is afraid to say out loud?
Voldemort.
Voldemort. He who shall not be named. Bonus point. What is Voldemort's real name?
I don't remember.
I'll give you a hint. Quinn's favorite category in Trivia for Kids.
Tom Riddle.
There you go. Tom Riddle is his real name. All right, here's the parent challenge. Who is the father of Draco Malfoy?
Lucius.
Very good, Lucius Malfoy. He's the one that has the long white hair. Round 4. The category is songs. Question 1. In the song Don't Stop Believin', it says that the boy was born and raised in what city? Question 2. What song starts with this hit, that ice cold, Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold? Question 3. What group of colorful little characters sang Can't Stop the Feeling? Question 4. What Ed Sheeran love song is all about dancing in the dark, barefoot on the grass? Question 5. What Taylor Swift song says, "It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me"? Question 6. What Disney hit from Encanto says we don't talk about a certain member of the family? Question 7. What One Republic song talks about counting what instead of sheep? Parent challenge. What animal is part of the song title in the 2020 hit by Tones and I? And now the answers to round 4. Question 1. In the song Don't Stop Believin', it says that the boy was born and raised in what city?
South Detroit.
Born and raised in South Detroit is the answer. Where was the girl from? Just a small town girl? It doesn't say. Could be me. I was born in a small town. Question 2. What song starts with this hit, that ice cold, Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold?
Uptown Funk.
Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Say what? Question 3. What group of colorful little characters sang Can't Stop the Feeling?
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
The Trolls!
Oh, yeah.
From the first Trolls movie, the very popular song was Can't Stop the Feeling. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric, baby, when I turn it on. Love that song. Loved that movie. We saw it like 3 times in the theater.
Yeah.
Question 4. What Ed Sheeran song is all about dancing in the dark, barefoot on the grass?
I don't know the name, but I can sing. Siren.
Yes! Very good. Perfect is the answer. I feel like that song is one song that you can tell that Ed Sheeran is British because he says, dancing in the dark, barefoot on the grass. Like we would say grass, you know, he says grass. I always like, that's the one word he sings and I'm like, oh, I can tell he's British. Question 5. What Taylor song says, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me?
Time. Anti-hero.
Very good. Anti-hero is the answer. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I stare directly in the sun, but never in. Oh, I feel like the Taylor Swiftie fans are going to be like, you guys murdered this song. All right, question 6. What Disney hit from Encanto says, we don't talk about a certain member of the family?
We don't talk about Bruno?
We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Poor Bruno. He lives like in a secret room in the wall. And they were like, don't even talk about him. Just forget he exists. Poor guy.
It's like the Voldemort of...
He's like the Voldemort of the Madrigal family. Like, he who shall not be named Bruno Madrigal. Question 7. What One Republic song talks about counting what instead of sheep? Lately, I've been losing sleep, thinking about the things that we could be. Lately, I've been praying hard. No more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. The answer is counting stars, not sheep. All right, here's the parent challenge. What animal is part of the song title in the 2020 hit by Tones and I? Okay, I'll give you a hint. I say, oh my, I see the way you shine.
Dance monkey.
Dance monkey is the answer. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. Never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, yeah.
When I'm done, I'll make
You do it all again, all again. Round number 5. The category is World War II. Listener discretion is advised for this category. It is a tragic and very serious part of history. However, it's important that we remember it so it never happens again. Question 1. Who was the leader of Germany during World War II and the main bad guy? Question 2. What country attacked Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, bringing the U.S. into the war? Question 3. What was the name of the big invasion of Normandy on June 6th, 1944? Here's a hint. It starts with a letter. Question 4. What flying bird did soldiers use to carry messages? Question 5. What do we call the big, terrible event where millions of innocent people were killed in concentration camps by the Nazis? Question 6. What kind of bombs were used to end World War II? Question 7. Who was the President of the United States during World War II? Dwight D. Eisenhower, Franklin Roosevelt, or John F. Kennedy? Parent challenge. What was the name of the secret German coding machine? Answers to the 5th round. Question 1. Who was the leader of Germany during World War II and the main bad guy?
Adolf Hitler.
One of the worst people to ever live, Adolf Hitler, is correct. He was the leader of Germany. He wanted to take over the world and kill everybody who was not strong and blonde and German.
Blonde?
He thought that that was the supreme race. People who were tall and blonde and Adolf Hitler was short with dark hair and dark eyes. So I don't understand, but that's what he liked. So question 2, what country attacked Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, bringing the U.S. into the war?
Unknown.
The answer is Japan. So on December 7th, Pearl Harbor is a naval base in Hawaii, and kamikaze pilots from Japan came and bombed our naval base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, killing tons of soldiers and blowing up ships and killing people and destroying our naval base. And after that, the U.S. said, we're in. Don't mess with us. So that's how we got involved in the war. Why did Japan get involved when So World War II was very interesting. There was 3 main bad guys: Germany, Japan, and Italy. They were all the bad guys. Everybody else was on our team. Us, Russia, China, Poland, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, Belgium, Netherlands, Norway, Greece, Denmark, France, the UK, most other people.
Italy?
Yep. Italy had a dictator whose name was Mussolini, and he was on Hitler's team. He was a bad dude. And Japan had one as well. Question 3. What was the name of the big invasion of Normandy on June 6th, 1944? And the hint is it starts with a letter.
Search of the letter.
But the name of the battle is like a letter and something else, just one letter.
I don't know.
The answer is D-Day. Have you heard of D-Day?
Yeah,
So D-Day was codenamed Operation Overlord and was launched on June 6th, 1944, after the commanding Allied general, meaning us good guys, Dwight D. Eisenhower, ordered the largest invasion force in history. Hundreds of thousands of American, British, Canadian, and other troops shipped across the English Channel and came ashore on the beaches of Normandy on France's northern coast. After almost 5 years of war, nearly all of Western Europe was occupied by German troops. The Allied forces won this battle, and it was the turning point for the good guys to start winning World War II. I just got goosebumps talking about that. So Germany had basically taken over all of Europe. They would go into a town, they'd kill people, they would be like, you follow us, you let us stay here, or we're going to kill you. So they just took over Europe. And the Allies were like, what do we do? How do we fix this? And Eisenhower was like, we are going to send everybody to Normandy. And he sent hundreds of thousands of troops there, and that's where they won and started taking back Europe for the good guys. Oh, terrible, terrible stuff. Question 4. What flying bird did soldiers use to carry messages?
Pigeon?
Yeah, they used pigeons. These birds were fast and sneaky, perfect for delivering secret notes. So in World War I, they used pigeons all the time. World War II, they only used them for a little bit because the technology was a little better at that time. So they could send messages via like telegram and over radios and stuff. But they still used pigeons in, battles where it was super dangerous.
How did they make it so it's like perfectly went to the spot it wanted?
I don't know how they got them to go to the places. They got them to come back by using corn and peas in their roosts. Like that's how they always got them to come back, because the pigeons love these corn and peas. So they always came back to that spot. I don't know how they got them to go to a specific spot, though. That's a great question. Pigeons are very smart, we've learned, though. Question 5. What do we call the big, terrible event where millions of innocent people were killed in concentration camps by the Nazis?
I don't remember. I feel I've learned about this a lot, but I don't remember it.
The answer is the Holocaust. This was the worst, in my opinion, the absolute worst part of World War II. I won't talk about it. It's very heavy. It was a lot of bad things happened during the Holocaust, but that's what it was called. Question 6. What kind of bombs were used to end World War II?
The big ones. I don't remember what they're called.
Atomic bombs is the answer. So what happened was our president was like, we have to figure out a way to end this war. So we in America, with the help of other countries, built an atomic bomb, which was basically like the biggest, most powerful bomb to ever happen. And we dropped it on Japan, 2 of them. And then they were like, okay, we're out. We're done. Again, World War II was absolutely horrible, but we need to talk about it so that we've learned lessons and so that these things don't happen again in the future. Question 7. Who was the president of the United States during World War II? Dwight D. Eisenhower, Franklin Roosevelt, or John F. Kennedy?
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
The answer is Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Harry Truman both served as president during World War II, but Roosevelt spent the majority of time in office. Franklin Roosevelt sadly died of a brain hemorrhage on April 12, 1945. This happened just months before the war ended, which meant the sitting vice president at the time, Harry Truman, took over as president of the country during the final months of the Second World War.
I thought it was Dwight D. Eisenhower.
So I said Dwight D. Eisenhower's name a couple of times in the questions, but that was because he was a general in the U.S. Army and he basically helped win the war. And then 2 presidents later, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, we elected him as president after Harry Truman. Okay, here's the parent challenge. What was the name of the secret German coding machine? The answer is Enigma. Let me tell you about it. So basically, this machine scrambled messages. It had an electromechanical rotor mechanism that scrambled all 26 letters of the alphabet. So one person would type a letter in Enigma's keyboard, and another person would write down which of the 26 lights above the letters lit up. So if you typed in an A, the light above the K would light up. So then they would have to code which light went with which letter. And then when it got sent to the other people, they would de-scramble the code. And that's how Germany got messages back and forth without the Allies figuring out what they were talking about. However, there were some really smart people that cracked the code, and then we were able to intercept the messages and kind of figure out what they were doing. But the answer to that was Enigma. That was the machine that scrambled the codes. Again, World War II was absolute madness. I pray it never, ever happens again.
And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are.
Question 1. Which group of birds is known as a flamboyance?
A flamingo.
Question 2. What was the name of the big invasion of Normandy on June 6th, 1944?
D-Day.
Question 3. What kind of broom does Harry fly that is super fast?
The Nimbus 2000.
Question 4. What do we call the big, terrible event where millions of innocent people were killed in concentration camps by the Nazis?
Holocaust.
Question 5. What do you call a group of squirrels? Just like what they might do if you run toward them.
A scurry.
Question 6. In the song Don't Stop Believing, it says that the boy was born and raised in what city?
South Detroit.
Question 7. Who was the president of the United States during World War II?
Franklin Roosevelt.
And here come your shout-outs. World records, boy or girl, comes from Sterling, Wayne, Henry, and Elena.
Thank you, Sterling, Wayne, Henry, and Elena.
Pandas comes from Brantley.
Thank you, Brantley.
Songs comes from Boone.
Thank you, Boone.
And songs also comes from Lennox.
Thank you, Lennox.
And World War II comes from Bob from the UK.
Thank you, Bob from the UK.
And it's time for birthdays. Our first birthday shout out goes to listener August, who is turning 9. Happy birthday, August. And fun fact, his great grandma shares the same birthday, and she was born 88 years before him, which means she's turning 97. Happy birthday, great grandma. But back to August. He is an amazing kiddo. He loves Minecraft, Legos, and cats, and he's a huge help when their family fosters cats and kittens, and he can't wait till he can adopt his very own cat. August lives on the north side of Chicago and has been having a great summer, going to day camp, slipping and sliding with his cousin Kit, and planning his upcoming birthday swim party. August is so smart, funny, creative, and kind, and his whole family is so proud of him. Happy birthday, August. You are turning 9 and you share a birthday with great grandma. You love Minecraft, Legos, and especially cats, and you can't wait to adopt your own. You've been having a great summer going to day camp, slipping and sliding with your cousin Kit, and planning your upcoming birthday swim party. You are smart, funny, creative, and kind, and we wish you the happiest birthday ever. August, happy 9th. Our next birthday goes out to Aurora, who is turning 8. Happy birthday, Aurora. She is from Redditch in the UK, and she will be celebrating in her Mimi and Grampy's garden with a slip and slide. She loves art, making bracelets, and reading books. Aurora is also an amazing writer and writes stories with her nanny when she goes to her nanny and granddad's house. Aurora is super caring and funny, and all of her family adore her, especially mom and dad and her little brother Ralph. So cool. Happy birthday, Aurora. You're 8 and you're from the UK, and you love art and making bracelets and reading books, but you also write books. That's really cool. You're caring and funny. Happy 8th birthday. Have fun in the garden with a slip and slide. Happy birthday, Aurora. Our next shout out goes to listener Kai, who is turning 6. Happy birthday, Kai. He loves soccer, monster trucks, and the song Believer by Imagine Dragons. Kai lives in Morgantown, West Virginia. Happy birthday, Kai. You are 6 and you live in West Virginia. You love soccer and monster trucks and this song, Ooh, by the Imagine Dragons. Happy birthday, Kai. You're turning 6. That's awesome, and we hope that it is great. And you have the best party that you've ever had. Happy birthday, Kai. And our next birthday shout out goes to Arseni, who is turning 8. Happy birthday, Arseni. He lives in Texas. He loves soccer and ice hockey, and his dream is to become a famous ice hockey player. He also enjoys fishing, playing with his friends, and inventing. And he writes amazing adventure stories. His mom says we love him so much. Arseni, you are turning 8. You live in Texas and you love soccer and ice hockey. You dream of becoming a hockey player, and you enjoy fishing and playing with your friends and inventing. And you write adventure stories. Happy birthday, Arseni. The next shout out goes to listener Ezra, who is turning 8. Happy birthday, Ezra. He loves puzzles, reading, Mario Kart, and his brother Nathan. His mom and dad love him so much and wish him the very best birthday, and they get to celebrate on vacation in Oregon. Wow, that'll be so fun. Ezra, you are turning 8, and you love puzzles and reading and Mario Kart. And your brother Nathan have the best birthday celebrating on vacation in Oregon. Ezra, 8 is great. Happy birthday! Our next shout out goes to Liana, who is turning 9. Happy birthday, Liana. She lives in Overland Park, Kansas, and is very creative and talented. And she is the best big sister to Bryn. Liana loves science and math and is currently loving learning about the Statue of Liberty. You should send me some facts for some trivia questions. She is compassionate and loves helping people, and she wants to be a paraprofessional when she grows up. Her family loves her so very much and is so proud of her. Happy birthday, Liana. You are turning 9. You are very creative and talented. Yep, you're the best sister. And you love science and math and the Statue of Liberty. And you love helping people. Yeah. Happy birthday, Liana! And our next shout out goes to listener Abraham, who is turning 8. Happy birthday, Abraham. Abe is an Army brat and has already lived in 7 different houses all over the United States. Thank you guys so much for your service to our country. Abe is currently living in Washington State, and he absolutely loves Legos, all animals, reptiles, insects, and trivia. His love for all creatures gives him a heart of gold and the biggest imagination for creating the coolest Lego creations ever. Amelia, Jet, and Charlie think you are the best brother ever, and your mom and dad love you more than anything. Happy birthday, Abraham! You are turning 8, and you love Legos and animals and reptiles and insects and trivia, and you have a heart of gold. You have a big imagination for creating Lego creations. Happy birthday, Abe, in Washington. Hope 8 is great. Our next shout out goes to Ava Aurora, who is turning 6. Happy birthday, Ava. Ava Aurora lives in California, and she loves hanging out with her cousins. She loves reading in English and Spanish. She loves animals, especially axolotls. She loves making crafts and art, and she wants to be a scientist when she gets older. She also loves listening to and watching Doc McStuffins. Happy birthday to Ava Aurora. You live in Cali and you're turning 6. You love to hang with your cousins, and you read in English and Spanish. You love animals, especially axolotls, and you love making arts and crafts. You want to be a scientist when you get older. You also love Doc McStuffins. Happy birthday, Ava Aurora. Hope 6 is full of kicks. And the last shout out goes to listener Avi, who is turning 7. Happy birthday, Avi. He is the best big brother to Ian. Avi loves science and he wants to be a chemist when he grows up. Avi loves to read, play outside, and play board games. His favorite food is cheese, pizza, and his whole family loves him so much. Happy birthday, Avi. It's your 7th birthday and you are the best brother to Ian. And you love science and want to be a chemist when you grow up. You love to read and play outside and play board games. And your favorite food is cheese pizza. Happy birthday to Avi. Hope you have the best 7th birthday ever, Avi. Happy birthday! And here is your conversation starter. What is your favorite pool activity? Do you like the diving board? Do you like the
I just
zip
like-
line?
I just like going in the deep end and treading water and touching the bottom and coming back up and then going around and around and around. I just like swimming.
Do you dive for things when you're in the deep end, or do you just like to go down and touch and then come back
I just
up?
like to do whatever in the deep end. Just like do whatever feels right. Like go down and relax, go up my back.
You just
do
like to
whatever.
swim.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I just like to sit and relax, get my toes wet, cool down, all the things. I love the pool in the summer. All right, thank you for listening.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great week, everybody.
Have a great week. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Trivia for Kids podcast. If you haven't done so already, please give us a 5-star review. Birthday shoutouts are for paid Patreon subscribers, so join our Patreon and you can get a birthday shoutout. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and follow our YouTube channel so you can see all of our live videos.